This episode of the Paycast podcast is sponsored by Sigma, a direct processor for faster payments and higher profits. Learn more at sigma.com.
Welcome into the Paycast Network, where today I have two of my very favorite guests on because they make my job so easy. I have Stephen Morris and Jason Isidore. Fellas, how we doing?
What's going on, man?
Welcome back.
So, you guys are my favorite because I think I could probably have you in for an episode, do the intro, and then leave. Okay. And then we probably have 3 or 4 episodes done by the time I got back.
We love it, man. We love it. We love you.
I love you guys.
There
but
you go.
So today we are talking sales.
Yes, sir.
It's very open-ended.
Yep.
I don't think you guys need too much guidance on talking sales, but I do want to start with more of a general sales conversation, and then we'll do a more specific merchant services because I think there are some things that are very specific to this industry that you kind of have to know in sales. But before we do that, we are doing everyone's favorite, well, the Beard's favorite segment, Trivia.
He's missing today.
He is missing today. He's actually not here today just because we're doing trivia. He's so over the trivia. I think he might just not want to be on anymore.
Ran him off.
All right. I got 3. We're going to start very, very easy to get you guys warmed up.
Okay.
What is it called when you sell something to a customer that is more expensive than what they originally intended to purchase?
A great commission.
Other than that.
Oh, an upcharge. Is that correct?
Upsell.
Upsell.
Well,
Okay, got it.
Yeah. There you go.
Upsell.
Easy one.
Yep.
Easy.
All right. Who is credited with writing the first modern sales training manual in the 1880s?
1880s.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good one.
I'm going to say
Cut that, Ian. Cut that, Ian. Steven, your guess?
speechless.
Dale Carnegie?
No.
No. Okay.
John Henry Patterson. Bonus question.
Okay.
What did he found?
John Henry
What
Patterson.
company that we all know did he found?
In the 1880s. John Henry Patterson.
What's the oldest point of sale you know?
Oh, crap. NCR.
NCR.
Yes,
Yep.
NCR. National Cash Register.
Really?
That's right.
Yes.
National Cash Register.
Wow.
Yep. John Henry Patterson.
Okay.
All right, here's this is my favorite one. The earliest documented form of advertising, a proclamation on papyrus offering a gold coin for a runaway prisoner, was found in which ancient civilization? Think about the papyrus part.
That's sounds Greek.
Nope.
No.
Rome?
No. Older.
Older than that. You got me. I'm
Egypt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They would put ads up for runaway prisoners.
What year was this?
Approximately 1500 BC.
So the first sales job was bounty hunting.
Wow.
Right around when Steven started selling merchant
That's
services,
right.
1500 BC.
Wow.
So before Christ, before cash.
That's right. That's
cash.
right.
Right.
All right. So let's get into it. And I actually have another unexpected segment for you guys.
Okay.
Steven, before we got on, you asked about this duck.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to play a game. I want one of you two, I'll let you decide who's going to do it, to pick up one of those 2 things and do the whole sell me this pin game. Sell the audience on one of those 2 items.
The duck.
Okay. Sell the duck.
Who wants to go?
I'll give it a shot.
Let's
Give it
do
a
it.
shot, baby.
All right. Oh, am I the salesperson or the?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Wow.
All right.
Sell
Sell
Jason
the duck
the duck.
to Jason.
Sell the
Yep.
duck
All
to
right,
Jason.
got it.
All right.
Hey, sir, how are you? I'm Stephen Morris.
Good to meet you, Stephen. How
Pleasure,
are you?
man. What's your name?
Jason.
Jason, pleasure to meet you,
you
man.
doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I am actually out here selling ducks today.
Okay. I've been looking for ducks.
Really? What kind of duck do you like?
You know what? I like fat ducks.
I do too.
Yes.
I do too. Nobody wants a skinny duck.
No, you got to have some girth on your duck.
Definitely. And with Thanksgiving, have you ever had turducken?
I have not, but I've thought about it.
Now, that's when you stuff a chicken into a duck and then the duck into the turkey.
Okay.
And so being that Thanksgiving is past and we're coming up on Thanksgiving in another 11 months, I think this is the ideal time for you to buy this duck.
Okay.
Now, this is a baby duck,
Okay.
but if you feed it, it will get fat.
All right.
All right. And so my proposition is to you is when you need a duck, hopefully you'll call me. When's the last time you bought a duck, Jason?
You know what? I have not bought a duck, but like I said, it's something me and my wife have been thinking about.
Okay.
but we just haven't come across the right duck.
Okay, now when you're thinking about ducks, what are some of the things you're thinking other than it being a fat duck?
I want a duck that's going to float.
Okay.
Right, because I know that you want your ducks to float.
Okay.
We like to take baths.
Okay.
And so we are actually wanting our ducks to stay buoyant.
In the tub.
In the tub.
Okay.
And so don't really care about the size of the duck. Just want to make sure it stays above water.
Okay, got it. And what's your budget for when you're looking to get a duck? What's the amount you're looking to spend?
We don't want to spend a lot because this is going to be our first duck.
Okay, got it.
We want to make sure.
You want to make sure that it's the right duck.
That is correct. So if we just want to, I would say $100 to $200 as well.
Oh my God. Okay, great.
Yes.
Well, hey, I got something. I think this one is about $50.
Okay.
So now for that, I can give you 2 ducks. If you're going to get a duck and you're in the market for a duck,
2 ducks?
I'll give you 2 ducks.
For the price of 1?
Yeah, because you said your budget was $100.
All right.
All right. Now, I hope this duck has lost my cost. What's my Schedule A cost on this duck?
You're probably like 20%.
Well done.
Good
That
job,
was
man.
awesome.
I was waiting for some objections, but you
Listen,
good.
you did a good job. I've been
awesome.
thinking about ducks.
Yeah.
You did tell me you've been thinking about ducks.
I have been. And there you go.
All right. That
Well
was
done.
awesome. Great
Well
job,
done.
Steven.
Thank you.
Well
I got
done.
the sale, too. He was ready.
Yeah,
he gave
that
me
was
2
good.
sales. He gave me yeah,
2
so,
sales.
So 2.
2 sales.
All right. Awesome. Well, that's a wrap. No, I'm just kidding.
We're done.
Nope. We're good. Okay. So let's get into it. I have another question. Like I told you guys,
Okay.
I love questions that aren't on the sheet because I like when you two think off the cuff.
Yep.
Very first question. Very open-ended. Start with Steven. Do you love sales, and why if you do?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Why?
I love it because my day is never the same. And I love the ability of finding what the real problem is. If you are a salesperson, all you're really finding out is problems and trying to solve those problems.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see me doing anything else. When I first started, I hated it. My mindset was different. But I think as you mature, you realize that you have the ability, number one, to control your own income. The sky truly is the limit.
Yeah.
The stars are the limit.
Yeah.
But I can't see me doing anything else. I think if I went to a regular job, worked in a cubicle all day, and did the same thing over and over, I would gain my hair follicles back and then lose them.
Right.
But sales is great. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love sales. I think I said this on one of the other podcasts we did earlier. Sales is the greatest job out there. For me, I was a Division I athlete. Sales to me was the closest thing, as I said in the other podcast, to sports.
Mm-hmm.
You get to control how much you make. You get to control how much you work. And like Steven said, every day is different.
Mm-hmm.
The beautiful thing is when I go out and sell, I don't know what the outcome's going to be, but I love that thrill of chasing to get to the end goal, right? And for me, goals are what we're in this for. And sales gives you the ability to reach goals you never thought you would reach versus a 9-to-5. I couldn't work a 9-to-5 job, be confined to sitting at a desk, looking at the clock. Whereas sales, you just get to go out there, have fun, man, and connect with people. And for me, I was really, really good at connecting with people. And I knew that sales was for me. It was the passion that I found after I left baseball, sports. And so sales is great, man.
So, I guess another question or a point that I always like to think about. I read a sales book. I don't know when, and we've all read a sales book or two in our day, I think.
A few.
By John Henry Patterson from 1880.
Exactly,
Right.
But it was talking about the psychology behind a salesperson, and it essentially said that if a psychologist studied a person's brain, the actual act of asking another person for something, specifically money, is kind of counterintuitive to what our brain is supposed to do. And like you mentioned in the beginning, you hated it. Yeah. And I think a lot of people have that, like, I can't go ask people for money thing. And it's because your brain, supposedly, is actually, that's not really how it's supposed to work naturally.
Yeah.
But that's why, as I was thinking about this point before I sat down with you guys, that is a reason that I think so many former athletes become really successful at sales or even go into sales. Because to be an athlete or to be competitive in anything really, you always kind of have to do something that sucks to get the better part on the other side.
Agreed.
Which is what in the beginning sales is,
Yeah.
but you get to a point like where you guys are, where everything else about it is so great that I think that part that it probably doesn't suck for you anymore, but in the beginning sucked, that actual asking, pushing part. You probably don't even like think about it anymore.
I just had to change my mentality because I think Carlos said this on one of the episodes. He says you're really in sales from the time you're born. You know, you know, as a child, you're like, hey, if I do this, will I get this? And even when we get older, you know, think about it this way: every person that has ever gone out for a job interview, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
You're selling yourself. Come in for the interview.
Yeah.
We're going to have you come in for the second and the third round and meet with them. Every time you come, you're selling yourself on something. For men that are married or for guys that are dating, you have to sell yourself to the young lady. It's more than just, can I buy you a drink at the bar? If you want that relationship to go further, it requires you selling yourself.
Right.
So once that aspect changed in my mind, I was like, well, hey, I can do whatever I put my mind to and make people understand that I'm passionate about what sales is. Because that's what sales really is. It's the transfer of your passion about the product you're selling.
Right.
Yeah, and he's exactly right. I think the other thing, too, is you just change the mindset. Every no is getting you closer to a yes. Right? And the way I always look at it when I'm out pounding the pavement and getting beat up walking indoors and hearing no, 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 I know that every one of those no's is going to get me closer to a yes. And if you can just stay passionate, stay disciplined, stay focused on the end goal, which is signing a deal, making a sale, you'll get there.
Right.
You just have to change that mindset. And we all fear rejection, right? I think that salespeople can sometimes get lost in their own emotions, in their own mind, and sometimes overthink it. Don't take it personal. When you walk in a door and they say no, or they boot you out, they're not mad at you. They're just mad at having another salesperson walk in.
Right. It could have been anybody that walked in.
And it could have been anybody that walked in and said that. And so just don't take it personal. And every no is going to get you closer to a yes.
I agree with you. And the funny thing is, when people say yes, we're like shocked.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you do want to work with me. Okay, great, no problem.
Wait, really? Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I think this generation now, honestly, the rejection excuse should go out the window. We live in a generation now where we watch those streaming videos on Instagram where people come in and they pop balloons at how you look right out the gate. That's rejection right then and there. So as you start to realize that it's not really about you as the person. It, like you said, you may have just got caught on a bad day. It may be for now. But overall, it's a numbers game, and you're going to get more rejection than you are acceptance. But the times when you do get that acceptance and people buy into you, just be the best version of yourself and do your job to the best of your ability.
Yep. Okay, awesome. So speaking of figuring out sales and how to be a good salesperson, would you both consider yourself good at sales?
I would consider myself good at sales, but I don't really think of it in terms of sales. I've always looked at cold calling and sales as just connecting with people. People buy from who they like, right? If you can just connect with the person you're trying to sell and keep it authentic, keep it real, don't get salesy, build some trust, they're going to buy from you. And that's what's made me good. And so when you ask, do I consider myself a good salesperson? I consider myself a good people reader, right? A good really people reader. And if you can read people and know when to push a little bit, when to back off, read the room, that's what I'm good at. And that's why I knew sales was for me. I knew how to read the room and I knew how to read people. And I think good salespeople know how to read people and understand the psychology of sales, but understand when to push, when not to push. And that's what's made me a good salesperson.
I agree with what you just said. Do I consider myself a good salesperson? I always consider myself a work in progress. I can always be better. Always be better. And that's where that athletic mindset. Now, I was not an athlete. I was not. No, I was not.
But you're competitive.
But I am competitive. I don't like to lose. And I always like, well, how, like, if I lose a sale or if something goes wrong, my mindset is, what can I learn from that and how could I have been better? So I think that aspect kind of helps me out, but I'm always a work in progress. I read a lot of sales books. I listen to people that are more successful than me, and I'm coachable. And so I think that helps with that. But if you had to say, well, Steven, do you consider yourself good? I'm okay, and I'm always striving to get to that next level.
Okay. So my kind of thought process behind that question was, I'm assuming maybe you guys were at this point. I know some people that are starting out in sales that are at this point, and I know that I wasn't at this point. Right. There was a time period of doing sales before I was like, first off, I can actually do this, and second off, I'm not bad at this. Okay. For me, it was I was in a structured company where the numbers are on a dashboard. The whole team can see them. Yeah. So it was, I got the one, and then it was, I'm second, third, first, or whatever on the team. Yeah. Right. So it was like it's pretty black and white. Okay, I guess I'm doing pretty good at this.
Yeah.
But can you guys talk to how long it maybe took you to get to that point for newer people that are like we talked about in a different episode? They're scared, right? And and it's going to take time, and you have to, like we always say, persevere to the point where, okay, I can do it, and okay, I'm successful at it. How long do you think it took you guys to get to that point?
For me, I would say the first year. But I went into it with the mindset that this first year I'm going to learn as much as I can and be a sponge. I wasn't, for the most part, trying to sell people. I was trying to use these experiences in the first year of getting beat up, kicked out of doors, yelled at. I was using that as an experience builder to learn everything I could about the industry. And the first year was tough. When you're out there getting beat up and hearing no, 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 it's just natural that little voice is going to creep in that, man, can I do this?
Right.
But then if you just stick with the course and do the numbers, it eventually is going to hit. So I would say the first year when I started really getting deals and signing deals and making connections and learning everything and learning how to handle different objections, because you hear all those, that's when I kind of knew I could do this.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, it was when I understood the definition of what a quitter was. If I had to ask you guys, what is a quitter? A quitter is somebody who quits. Yeah. That's the basic definition. Yeah. And I just didn't want to be a quitter, man. Yeah. Like I the good thing for me is I had to surround myself, and I still do this. Yeah. I had to surround myself with people that were doing better than me, because that always gave me the edge to know that I could do better. And you're right, this industry is tough.
It's tough.
I truly believe for a lot of new salespeople, whether you're selling merchant service or anything, you're afraid. Because you're like, I don't know. We're afraid of the unknown. Right? That's the reason why a lot of us are afraid of death. We're afraid of what's next.
Right.
You can't walk afraid. You just have to be like, if it happens, control what you can control, which is your attitude and your activity, and just walk with that. So I just figured in myself, when it clicked for me was, number one, I'm not going to know everything, but I'm not going to quit. I cannot quit, because if you quit, that's the true failure right there. And I heard Kevin Hart say this one time. He says, "There's when you fail at something, failure is not like we say, well, I'm a failure. Failure is not a person. Failure is just an event that happened, and you have an option. I can retry it again and put forth better effort, or try it a different way and still do the same thing, or it may not be for me, and I'm going to try something else that I can go at." But people have a very lackadaisical attitude. I know that's not a word, but it sounds good to me. They have a very lax activity and module. And so I tell people all the time, the only way that you're going to lose in merchant services or in sales is if you stop doing it.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, and speaking on fear, I was just going to interject this. One of the mottos that I lived by in my early days, action cures fear. And what I mean by that is, in the early days, we're afraid to walk in those doors and hear no. And if you hear 30 no's in a row, you get to 31, you want to quit. And the way I always looked at action cures fear is, if I just do the action, stay the course, that will alleviate the fear, because eventually I'm going to get that positive experience.
Yeah.
And so action cures fear.
Yep.
Just do it. And as Steve said, don't quit, man. Don't quit. Because if you let the fear take over, you're going to quit. And I think a lot of merchant service reps quit because they're afraid, and they succumb to the fear.
And I'll chime in. I know you got another question for us.
Yeah.
Think about it this way too. The greatest things that we ever achieve in life, we usually had to work really hard for it, right?
Yeah,
if you wanted to be on a team in high school and you had to go out and 4 other guys were going for that position, you had to work your butt off, right? If you go to the gym, my trainer tells me all the time, he's like, "Steven, I wish I could lift the weights for you, but I can't. You got to do it for yourself." And all the greatest things. I remember when I got my first car, right? My mother gave it to me. I didn't value that thing. I didn't change the oil. But when I put my money behind something. So my thing is, the work is required for you to value the experience that you go through. And a lot of times we're scared to put in the work. We want the reward. Like everybody wants to get to the mountaintop, but you got to climb it.
Enjoy the journey.
Nothing good comes easy. I say that all the time. But just a little bit to piggyback on what you guys were both saying. When I first started really selling, I was cold calling. And my trainer, manager, whatever at the time, he told me, because cold calling, I mean, you're lucky to get somebody on the phone.
Right.
100 dials a day. Like you get whatever, 10 on the phone.
It's worse now with
maybe.
spam.
Oh, yeah. And like you said, there was that, like, is anybody even going to answer? And even if they are going to answer, are they going to talk to me? Are they going to even consider? Are they going to buy something?
Right.
And he was always like you guys are saying, just keep going. Keep going. Because every time somebody does answer, you're going to learn to maybe change this about your intro or change that. And then think of, and then once you do sell the one, he was like, think about how your mindset changes when you do the one. You get the first one and it goes from, I better like get a new job or something to, oh, I mean, this is easy. Just keep calling. Just keep calling. Eventually you'll get somebody.
If you could do it once, you could do it 100 times.
Exactly. So I think if people can, it's obviously very difficult to have that mindset before you get that first one. But if you can understand when you start, it's going to take a while, like you're saying. But once you get that first one, your mind's going to be like, oh, I can do this. You can do it before you get the first one.
That's right.
You just don't know it yet. So, okay. So let's get into a little bit more nitty gritty sales specific.
Okay.
What is the single most common objection that you guys get?
You get a lot, but I would say the one I get the most is I'm happy with my provider.
Okay.
For me, when I hear that, I like that because it means that they're happy and they're thinking about their provider. But then my next question is, well, what makes you happy about your provider?
Yeah.
You know, because I want to be able to peel back that onion layer. I want to know what is it that they like, what is it they dislike, and eventually I might be able to get a dislike if I peel back the onion. And that's probably the biggest one, and sometimes that's just a brush off. If you can read the room when you walk in the door and they say, I'm happy with my provider, talk to me more. Try to connect with them, because sometimes that's just we're all naturally kind of ingrained to brush off salespeople. We're walking through the mall and you see that person with the clipboard coming and you look down, you don't even want to make eye contact.
Oh, yeah.
And if you make eye contact, they suck you in.
I look them dead down. I'm like, hell no.
You know, so we all have that ingrained nature to just brush off a salesperson. So I think that's the biggest one. I'm happy with my provider.
Yeah.
I love when I encounter a salesperson and I have that, I'm like, don't even talk to me. And then I get like 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh, that guy's me. That's just me trying to get somebody else. But
that's our defense mechanism. Our natural defense mechanism is I don't want it. I don't want to change. I don't need it. But truth of the matter, we do need a lot of these products and services that salespeople offer. I mean, think about it. Amazon makes how much billions of dollars every single day because we are a consumer society. We're all buying something, whether you're buying dental floss on Amazon or whether you're buying Black Friday gifts for Christmas. But then it's who's presenting it to me. And that's the thing that salespeople have to remember. You got to be sharp. You got to be sharp. You got to be astute, and you got to know your product. And like Jason said, you got to know people.
You got to know people.
And if you're able to master that and put that together, you could be a dynamic salesperson. A lot of times when I talk to salespeople, I'll say, well, like you just said, when someone presents a rebuttal, like he said, I'm happy with my salesperson. I got to talk to my wife. I'm not in the market right now. You can tell from the response of the salesperson if that crushes them or if they automatically can bounce back and find. It's like a tennis match. Their job is not to release the money out of their pocket or release any information to you. Your job is to make them comfortable enough to talk to you. And then as they talk, you just lead them down the path of what we call structured framework. If your framework is consistent, and here's the great part, the rebuttals that happen in sales, they don't change. It's the same rebuttals for centuries. I got to talk to my wife. I'm not in the market. I'm happy with who I have. I got a great rate. It's the same. So if you know that you have a list of rebuttals that are going to happen, have your responses and be ready, and make sure that you're ready.
Okay. Awesome. Well, gentlemen, that is that's going to wrap our part one of sales. We are going to do a part two, so look out for that. But fellas, thank you as always.
Thank you for having us.
Always a good time.
Thank you, sir.
Reminder to the audience, like and subscribe and follow literally everywhere. Go buy a duck. And thank you for joining us on this episode of the Paycast Network.
This is a feel like that.
That's a great duck.